Nice to meet you guys. I'm Matteo Pellegrino. Worked here for a long time. My uncle and my father started this company, and now we're doing testimonial interviews, and I wanted to have you guys on. And I know you guys had a wonderful conversation with Jen a couple months back. And so tell me a little bit about yourself. Let's start off with your names, because the audience doesn't know you. I know you. So go ahead.
I'm Barbara Flaws.
Michael Flaws.
Nice to meet you guys. I'm glad you guys are on.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about yourselves and your background. Where are you guys from originally? Like, where did you guys grow up?
I was born in LaGrange, grew up in Hinsdale
Okay.
until I was a teenager. Then we moved to Clarendon Hills.
Sweet.
And then I moved to the Lake Forest area when I married Mike.
Nice. That's awesome. And you guys are in the Lake Forest area right now?
Yes.
Right.
That's awesome. Okay.
I was born and raised in Chicago by Midway Airport. And then my job took me north.
Oh, yeah?
And
Okay.
that's how I got settled in that area, but been there ever since.
And what did you guys, what was your, I want to say your longest job you guys had? Like, where were you guys at the longest?
I was 18 years at both jobs.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
So then tell me, what was the first 18 year?
The first 18 years was a secretary for DK Dye Mold, which
Okay.
was my dad's company.
Nice.
And then the last 18 years was at an elementary school as a support staff.
And you, Mike?
I guess 42 years.
42. Wow. So where was that at?
Integrity Dental Designs, Dental Laboratory.
Did you enjoy that job? You
Yes,
stayed there for a long time.
because I own it.
Oh, you own it. We should have started with that.
And
He's
still
so
there.
modest about it
And
too.
he's still there,
He's like,
yeah.
I work there.
No, I
42 years.
did not go to dental school. Graduated Loyola in 1975.
Wow.
But then I found a friend of mine who did not also go to dental school. Visited him, had a band, and I played for his wedding. And went to visit him afterwards, and he was doing homework.
Wow.
And he was carving and drawing scale teeth.
Yeah.
And I looked over his shoulder. I thought I could do that with one hand tied behind my back.
Yeah.
So I looked into it, and I visited 40 labs,
Wow.
and I actually went back to school, got my associate's degree in that, and then the idea was finish the school. So I had 2 years of schooling, and then in 7 years I graduated that. And when I was 23, I figured 2 years in school would make maybe 25.
Yeah.
And then in 5 years, it became 30. I could either work for a big lab, a small lab, private for a doctor's office, or go sales rep. Be careful what you wish for. Within 30 days of my 30th birthday,
Yeah.
I was in business for myself
No kidding.
42 years ago.
No kidding. Congratulations. That's awesome. So are you still, so it's your company.
Yes.
Are you still actively like there all the time or?
I bought out my partner
Okay.
when COVID hit. The economy really took a big hit.
Yeah.
I finally sold my building. I'd moved the business home. So I'm not retired yet, but
Okay.
Created a nice, comfortable place where I can work. And as long as I enjoy doing it,
Good.
I'll continue doing it.
So that was my next question if you guys were retired. So Michael, you're not retired yet, but Barb, are you
I
retired
was
yet?
going to retire May of this year
Okay.
when I turned 65. But I retired last year in August. So
Good for
I'm a
you.
newbie at this.
Good
I'm still
for
getting
you.
my feet stationary,
Okay.
trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
Well,
And then
I've
being
been-
home all day with him working. Yeah, we're having fun. Let's just
Yeah.
say we're just trying to figure it out.
Well, I've been trying to get through to her. She thinks, well, she stays up late. She gets up late. But then I told her, I said, retirement's a full-time job.
Yeah.
There's not enough time to do things that you plan to do.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. Okay. So what have you been trying to plan to do and some things you have done and what you want to do in retirement? What does that
Well,
look like for
I
you?
took up knitting again,
Nice.
which I haven't done in a long time. So there's a lot
Yeah.
of mistakes, a lot of correcting. I have lunch with my girlfriends. I clean the house when I want. I'm not on a weekend schedule because I don't have a full-time job.
Right.
But we are now making plans to remodel the living room, dining room, and
Nice,
kitchen area.
yeah.
So I'm very into that, and a lot of investigating and checking things out and cooking, and then gonna expand our garden in the
That's
backyard.
awesome.
So there's, a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
and reading, lots of reading.
You sound like my family because we're big readers. We have a wonderful garden in the back, and then we just started all knitting as well. And my sisters, all of us, because I have 3 siblings, So my older sister, she knits and she creates even purses and bags and,
Wow.
and sweaters. And then my little brother creates blankets and things. And then my little sister, little blankets and things and animals, and my mother. So I love that. That's awesome.
It's very calming.
Yeah. And so many, and people think you can just make just a blanket or just, like simple things, but you can make so many items
of
and
things.
stuff. And even YouTube, if you go on YouTube, have you ever done that?
Don't get
and
me
then,
started.
You know what I'm talking
It's a
about?
hole. I get
And
in
then you're
there.
like, wow, look at this idea. I could do that.
I'm on there for hours. But I'm retired, so I can do that.
Okay, that's awesome. So, Michael, when are you looking forward to retirement, or because you said you're not retired yet? Do you want to retire? I know owning your own business, you want to continue to work and things like that.
Actually, I'm looking over my shoulder, and it's not fun anymore. I'm done.
Oh, you're done. Okay.
But he sees how much fun I'm having.
But I can't afford. I can't afford to just yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is why we're here, because that's going to help me get there. And then I've been a workaholic, but that's what I know.
Yeah.
And till I'm a little bit more secure, that learn how to be retired the right way.
Good. I want to ask, are you guys travel at all? Do you guys looking at any trips you guys are going on too? And as you're headed towards retirement and as you are in retirement?
If that were the case, we would like to go back to a motorhome.
Oh, really?
We had a
Travel.
motorhome when the kids were little.
Yeah.
We went to the different local state parks. But I think we would love to stay in the United States, maybe Canada, hit
Yeah.
some state parks.
That would be awesome.
I'm not a big foreign traveler.
Yeah.
We took a cruise to Alaska, loved it. Maybe go back.
I did. My family did a cruise to Alaska as well.
beautiful.
Wonderful.
I know, we had a blast.
Yeah. And because most people do the Caribbean and things like that, and I didn't even know a cruise existed on that side. We went right up from Seattle all the way up, and we hiked and saw
Rain.
waterfalls. We saw glaciers. You know what I mean? It was like stuff you don't even. Whales. We saw they were like potting and things.
I'm not a sun person.
Yeah.
I'm a mountain person, a
Yeah,
hiker. So.
I would say we love hiking. My family and I love hiking. We love the mountains and things like that. So switching gears just a little bit, because you said now that you're coming. So how long have you guys been clients of Goldstone?
2 years, approximately, year and a half, 2 years.
2 years. Okay, that's awesome.
Okay.
And
I guess. I mean, I don't keep track.
no,
No.
that's okay. I just wanted to know how long. But when you guys were looking for financial advisors and working with people, what were like some things that you were, if you know what you were looking for, like characteristics of an advisor? What you were
Before
looking
Michael went looking, our advisor was my dad's advisor.
for. Okay.
And we had an umbrella underneath my dad.
Yeah.
And he did nothing.
Oh.
And he was going to retire. And I said to Mike, well, we've got to figure this out.
Yeah.
And so he went to seminars.
I went to 2 seminars.
Yeah.
And the first one laid it out and showed me his charts and stuff like that. It's like,
Yeah.
this would fit her criteria, what she wants to be safe.
Absolutely.
And then I went to one of Anthony's programs, one of the dinners, and said similar things, but he took it a step further.
Mm-hmm.
And I says, this is where we got to go, and that's what I told her. And we made an appointment and met with Brian, and that's all it took.
Do you remember the step further? You said step further. What was the step further that Anthony was talking about?
The key wasn't trying to impress us what he did and what he can do.
Yeah.
He explained that he would educate us, or you would educate us how it works, the pitfalls, the pluses and the minuses, but then they were more curious about what our needs were. But he hit on the big thing, even like your dad always said, it's not how much you make, it's what you keep.
Yeah.
That's what you keep.
Yeah.
It's what you keep.
Yep.
And he talked about that, where the financial planning would be based upon taxation wisely and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yep.
That was key for me. That's what the light bulb went on. I'm a sort of an analytical, and that's what it's all about. One time the accountant told me, he looked at me, he says, you hit every tax deduction that they offer.
Wow.
Because I kept pulling this out, pulling that out, and what about this, what about that? And he's like, okay. And he says, first time ever, somebody hit almost everything there.
Wow.
And then actually real recently, we went to, met with Camille and the new group you're working with was when I found out, they said that they brought in registered agents.
Oh, the tax team.
Tax
The tax
team.
team?
Yes.
Camille said we needed to come in and meet.
Oh, and
with
you got to
them.
meet with them?
We got to
I knew
meet.
what a
Wonderful
registered
ladies.
agent was.
Yeah.
We had a stint with Amway.
Yeah.
Amway was working with them, and those were the financial advisors through Amway.
Yeah.
And it's like, now you took it to a whole nother level, not just a tax accountant.
Yeah.
When you got working with the registered agents, we met with them and blew her away again.
Wow, I'm glad you guys met with them. That was one of my questions I was going to ask was, did you guys meet with them yet? And yeah, because we have so many clients too that have been clients for a while, and we're trying to get them to come back in to talk about those things because we have strategy before we brought the tax team in, but when you
Which was good.
which is great,
Good.
right? I totally agree with you.
This is the whole next level.
And then that's, I think, part of the reason Goldstone what it is that key element of taking it to the next level, like you said, take it a step further. And it's like, well, we can be doing more for our clients if we bring in this amazing team, and they're wonderful ladies. And
It confirmed why we were here.
good.
For us.
I'm glad to hear that. And so I want to backtrack just a little bit. Oh, so all the expectations for the tax. So you said that confirmed why you guys have joined and partnered with us. Have all your expectations been met on all the levels? Because you know how we look at a lot of different things in your investments, and I was wondering if you guys felt like
When we met with Brian for the
Yes.
first time, I'm not a risk taker. I'm a keep the money I have.
Yep.
Don't let me lose it.
Yeah.
Because the market in 2008 went down
brutal.
so far. It was
Yes.
like now I have to recoup all that to even think about retiring. So Brian calmed me down, and he said, "I got the perfect thing for you."
Okay.
And he put me in Alliance.
Oh, Allianz?
Allianz.
Yeah.
Annuity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Annuity. And he put all my money in there because he says, "Hey, it's safe and you're going to love
Yeah.
it. I don't have to worry
Yep.
about it, and I'm not going to be pacing the floor."
Yeah.
And it gives its dividends once a year.
Yep.
So my first dividend year was this February here. And we went online and we were just looking at our accounts, and my account had gone up 10%. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yep.
This is good. This is good. Calm me down. But he knows I'm a nervous investor.
Yeah.
And throughout our different visits with him, it was just, are you want to be more conservative here?
Yeah.
Do you want to take a little risk here? And yeah, so he's guided. So I'm a little bit more spread out. I feel more confident
Oh, good.
than in the past.
Good,
But like
yeah.
I said, my dad's investor
Yeah.
didn't explain anything.
And you didn't do too much.
And
of
actually, we're at a point where a lot of doors are about or have opened or are opening up for us.
Mm-hmm.
The passing her father, passing her
Yeah.
my mother. There's she has a nice inheritance. I got a modest one, but now that it's there,
What do we do?
You're right.
What are we going to do
Right.
to preserve it, and how that can shape our future? So focused on just surviving and working hard.
Yeah.
I didn't save enough, for retirement. Yet, this is going to put us back on track.
Good. I'm really glad to hear that. Doesn't that feel better than just an advisor just throwing you into the same mold
Absolutely.
that everybody else comes in like, oh, we want your business? Okay, you go in here. All right, we'll see you in a couple of years. And it's like
I had a fear of calling my dad's advisor, maybe
Yeah.
because it was underneath my dad.
Right,
But now
sure,
it's like, I
sure.
got to call Camille. No problem. I pick up the phone. Camille
Good.
says, and Camille's our guy.
Yeah.
And no, it's like, what do you need? And then he explains it. He takes
Yeah.
the time, and I love Camille.
Good.
He's part of my family.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, Camille's awesome. Very personable. Good. So I just want to come through this last question. Do you have any advice for people nearing or considering retirement? Like someone that's considering Goldstone or even just considering retirement, and they're going to shop advisors or not, or they're kind of similar position you guys were in at that time. What would you say or advice for them?
I would say find somebody that wants to know about you.
Good.
Wants to know you personally, wants to know what you like, what you don't like, what your habits are. Do you want to travel? What do you want to do? I want that person to know me, not just give me your money, bye-bye,
Right.
and I'll just do this, but I'll never talk to you.
Right.
That's what I'm looking for. And that's what I got with Camille.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Well, whenever the topic comes up, either with family, nieces and nephews and stuff like that, I say, we've got a guy for you.
Is that what you say?
Yeah, I tell. I said, I dare you to go. I said, just listen to me. Go and listen to what they have to say.
Yeah.
And the whole key is, which convinced us that felt we were made the right decision, was that Goldstone, they educate you. There's no pressure. There's not a sales job. There's no pressure.
Yeah.
They educate you so that you can make your own decision, the wise decision, and then they gladly support you there, and that's the key. So no, I dare them, and it always comes up, and we keep trying to plug, bring in more people, and we will be.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that, and I thank you guys for your honesty and your testimony, and it was wonderful meeting you guys. And so I'm gonna wrap it up here, but before we end, I wanted to know, how did you guys meet? Because we talked. You said it was a long story, but I wanted to know, and I said at the end we would kind of go over that.
Remember
Just
I said I had a band?
Do you want to tell the story?
I had a band.
Wait, what did you play?
Keyboards.
Keyboards. Okay, go ahead.
I had a 5-piece
And I was
band.
not a groupie.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
We were a wedding band.
Yeah.
We played banquets, bowling banquets, and reunions and stuff like that. We were good because I assembled degreed musicians from DePaul that they played downtown. They played the 48 states, but now they're settled down and can actually get paid. And I played for a high school reunion, and somebody come up to me and said, "You got a card? Our daughter's getting married."
My mom. My daughter's getting married. Do you play weddings?
No kidding.
Gave me the card. She came out and listened to us.
Yeah.
Booked us for her wedding, and then her brother got married. Was getting married.
He played at my wedding.
No kidding.
He played at my wedding.
Her first wedding.
And then 2 weeks later, he played for my older brother's wedding.
And then the 25th high school reunion I played for. I played for her parents' 25th wedding anniversary.
When they had those big parties,
So you guys knew each other?
Well, no.
Oh, no.
No.
Not like...
Well, not exactly.
The first time I met him is when
But he's been around, or he was around, just playing.
He was playing, but I didn't know of him until my mom gave me his business card to say, he plays weddings. You're getting married. Go listen.
Yeah.
So I listened. I booked him. My brother booked him.
Then her parents booked him.
But you didn't think too much of it. Right. You don't think too much
the father
of it.
accused,
I'm getting married.
the father accused me of being on the payroll because he kept writing me checks.
Yeah, like...
And then...
Then I played for her other brother's wedding.
Yeah.
So within a year, he played 4 events for our family.
That is
And I moved to California, and he kept playing, and...
I saw her brother at a bowling banquet that I played.
Yeah.
And I says, "How's Barb?"
"How's your sister?" Because I was living out in California. "How's your, about the family."
Yeah.
And my brother told him that I'm living at home, that I had lost my first husband in a car accident, and I was pregnant. And he said, "Well, I'm going to call her. She needs a friend." So I was living with my parents. I was living with my parents, pregnant.
Yeah.
And he would call, and I wouldn't answer the phone, and I'd tell my mom.
Oh,
No. Because, it's what was going on in my life.
Yeah, you're not looking for a friend. Right, yeah.
He's looking to be my friend.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for, no.
Right, yeah.
And so I was probably about 8 months pregnant, and I answered the phone. And it was him.
Yeah.
And he said, "Come on, I'm going to get you out of the 4 walls, and you need to go out, and I'm going to deliver some equipment." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So he delivered his equipment, and then he took me to his mom's house. And I met his mom pregnant, but she knew all about me.
Right.
And then we went to dinner, and of course they thought we were together. And then we were just friends. He lived up in the North Shore, and I lived down in the Oak Brook area. And we would talk every 3-4 months. "How you doing? I'm dating this person. I'm dating that person." And he was dating somebody, and I got super jealous. And I thought, why am I jealous? So it took me 30, 40 days to figure this out. Like, I'm jealous. So I sent him roses for Valentine's Day.
No kidding.
And we've been together ever since. He was smart.
Yeah, he was. You got the so what you got the flowers, and what did you think? And what did you do? Like, then you just went and be like, yep, all right, let's go out. And yep. Yeah, no, like, all right.
He had a girlfriend. And he had to figure out, he had to decipher the message on the card. So he had to call me and ask me about. What was the message, dear? Best things happen when you're friends. And he called and says, how do I take that? I said, like, friends, we're friends.
Yeah.
We see each other, we hang out,
Yep.
we have dinner together, we catch up, or we're friends. So he said, I'll take the second one. I said, okay. We've been together ever since. And
No kidding.
we're going to be celebrating 38 years next
Congratulations.
Next week.
Congratulations.
So it's one of those weird
38 years. That's amazing.
fate stories,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
So we got married when my daughter was 5, and he adopted her when she was 8.
That's so sweet.
And then we had 3 more kids.
That is awesome. What a wonderful story.
Oh my God.
I'm so glad. I know you guys are crying. I'm glad I asked. I am glad I asked. I'm glad you guys talked about it too. Oh my
That
gosh.
is an amazing story.
It's a twist of fate.
That's
Yeah.
a completely separate podcast that we need to obviously.
Yeah, we might need to go couple more hours. I know. I'm like, can we bring them back for a second episode? Can we do that?
I'm like, oh, I got another idea for the vlog.
No,
Yeah. Well, you guys will be coming
It's definitely
back.
a curveball.
Yeah.
But as I told her, she asked me, why'd you wait so long? I says, she had to have her head on straight.
After
Yeah.
going through what I did,
Yeah.
it's like
She
Well,
had
you
to
got so
be-
much going on.
I had a lot
Yeah.
going on.
She had to be and clear her head from
Yeah.
the past, be completely free to accept and or move on.
Yeah.
And then I realized also that I wasn't just marrying her, I was taking responsibility of her daughter.
Yeah.
And we had to make sure that was
The number one.
that was a mutual agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a wonderful story. Oh my
So
gosh.
here we are.
What a pleasure to meet you guys and talk to you guys. And we will be bringing the flaws back, everybody, for a second and possibly third episode, maybe a series. We don't know yet. This is wonderful. Thank you guys so much for coming on
welcome.
and meeting you two. Look forward to talking to you guys again. And that's
thank you.
it.
Thank you
It was a
for-
pleasure.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.